Finally, I am back at Sydney Airport. It has been more than 12 months since I've flown out of the country. So today's flight is in business class on British Airways on their Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. So flight time's just under 8 hours, so let's go check out the flight. I used frequent flyer points for this flight, so it cost 75,000 in points. All I had to pay was $361 for service charges and airport taxes. All right, check-in hasn't opened yet, so it's just over 3 hours until the flight, so I presume it opens 3 hours before. So I'll go for a little wander, come back and check in. I had to wait about 20 minutes with check-in opening around 3 hours before departure time. It only took 2 minutes to check in and then I was off through security. Being a business class passenger, I could use the express lane, but honestly this doesn't save you that much time as you just join the same queues as all the other passengers. Now, I have no need for any expensive duty-free, so I'm going straight to the lounge. As a Qantas frequent flyer, I had an option of either going to the Qantas lounge, which is ahead of me there. They said it's about 15 minutes walk to the gate. So I'm in gate 53, I think it is. Yep, gate 53, so it is right down the other side. So that says 9 minutes. The girl said 15 minutes, but 9:15, same I guess. So I've been to Qantas Lounge many times, so I'm going to go check out the house. First time I've been to the house. Alright, there you go, the house. So British Airways uses this, and you can actually pay $82.50 to go in yourself. So if you're not flying business class, you can pay and get access to the lounge. Delicious food, refreshing drinks, unlimited Wi-Fi, $82.50, don't know if that's a good deal. I was quite impressed with the house lounge. It has a nice relaxing feel to it, with plenty of natural light, with the large windows looking over to gate 53, where the British Airways flight leaves from. There is a good selection of food available at the self-service buffet. There is also a bar to serve you alcohol, and there's also self-service soft drinks under the buffet food. The business class cabin is in a 2x3x2 configuration. What is weird is the window seat and the middle seat in the center are facing backwards, which I've not seen before. It is kind of weird looking backwards. I like to see where I'm going, not where I've been. To look forward, I had to sit forward and stretch my neck around. I guess this configuration allows everyone to access the aisle without having to step over your neighbour's feet or the chair when they're sleeping. Seated like this, you are facing right towards your neighbours, but there is a privacy screen which you can put up after takeoff. There is not a lot of storage space, just this one drawer at your feet, which is also where you'll find a bottle of water, your noise cancelling headphones, and an amenities kit. Above the drawer is a universal power outlet and a USB port for charging your devices. The TV screen is probably the smallest I've seen in a business class cabin. It folds out and it is supposed to lock into place. I'm not sure if it was just my screen, but I had trouble having it locked properly. It would easily fall back while I was watching it. First world problems. The amenities kit has all the usual items like toothbrush, socks, eye mask, earplugs, and some moisturizers. There are 2 meals served on this flight. Just after takeoff, a 3-course meal is served with a few choices for each course. Pause the video if you want to read the items. Then about 1 hour before landing, they serve a decent sized snack with a dessert. And before takeoff, they serve a welcome drink including a glass of champagne. I will show the food after this very short takeoff video. Once we had leveled out, I managed to get my screen locked and loaded and ready to watch some movies. I also switched over to the flight map throughout the flight. It took me a while to navigate through the various screens. It was probably the hardest flight map to navigate, but by the end of the flight I had it worked out. The meal service started with a drink and a packet of nuts. I had heard the food on board British Airways was pretty bad. Overall, I found it to be just okay. Nothing fantastic. The food wasn't bad, just not very good either. For entree, I had the cauliflower soup, which was seasoned well, but a very boring soup. The quinoa salad was the star of this entire meal. A bit sad when you rate a salad as the best dish. For main, I had the chicken breast. This was again okay. The chicken breast was a bit dry, but the sauce helped with the flavour. For dessert, I had the cheesecake, which was quite nice, but the pastry was a bit tough and dry. I had a glass of port with the dessert, which was like drinking rocket fuel. Not the best port I've ever drunk. Before landing, I went for the chicken karaage wrap. I was excited to eat some Japanese fried chicken, but this was a bit disappointing. The batter on the fried chicken was a bit soggy. No surprises since it was probably cooked over 12 hours before. The apple toffee pudding was not so sweet. Another average dish. I think I've been spoilt with some good food on board Qantas business class. Keep up the good work, Neil Perry. Overall, I would give this flight a 6 out of 10. I think in future I would not choose to fly with British Airways. On this route between Sydney and Singapore, I would normally fly with Qantas, but using frequent flyer points, this was the only option on the day I wanted to fly. I guess I need to plan ahead in future. I will say that the cabin crew member that was serving me was excellent. A big shout out to the lovely Tamara, who looked after me real well. Thank you so much for treating me so well. You are a star. Well, thanks for watching. I have a new flight review coming out next week, flying from Singapore to Bangkok on board Cathay Pacific. See you all then. Happy flying, everyone.